Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with SaraBanta. I'm a busy wife, mom of 3, and an NAMP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the multi-award-winning Accelerated Health Products, a brand offering innovative, natural, scalar-enhanced supplements to optimize your health, and we're always coming out with something new. This podcast is not just a source of information. We're a community. We're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys, regardless of where you are today. And the podcast is the springboard to learning, while the group coaching on Telegram is where we continue learning together. You can ask your questions. I post tips and tools to deepen your health every day and to keep you motivated in moving forward. So here's what you can expect. New episodes every Monday and Wednesday with in-depth health discussions and expert guests. Hot topics in the news every Friday like this one to keep things fun. And then, of course, followed up with the free group coaching. And the details are on my website at SaraBantaHealth.com. Have you thought about detoxing, but you're a little worried if it's too much? You don't want to be hangry. You don't want to starve. Well, I've created over 10 unique, easy detox cleanse programs to help you reset your body while feeling great. No detox symptoms. You can take the detox quiz on the website to find out which one's right for you. And if you are not ready for a detox, but you just want to start with 1, 2, maybe 3 supplements, complete the health goals form on the website, and I will personally put together a protocol just for you. And just by taking a few steps forward with your health, you will change your life, I promise. And the difference is I am here for you every step of the way. Today, we're talking about how pesticides and toxins are fueling the obesity epidemic. That is the epidemic right now. And it's scary because I know a lot of you have tried to lose weight, calories in, calories out. Why isn't it working? Unexplained weight gain. I get the messages almost every day. Sara, I don't eat crap. I stick to a low carb diet. I work out. I lift weights. I do all the things, and I'm gaining weight. Now, of course, there's the hormones and the other things, and, maybe the alcohol that you're not counting in. But there's a missing piece here, and chemicals from everyday plastics to pesticides, more than just an environmental concern. We're not talking about global warming and all of that. We're talking about what's going on in your body. They're actively disrupting the way our bodies handle stress and weight management. Recent research, this has been in the news this week, has provided groundbreaking evidence linked to pollution, chronic stress, and obesity in this harmful cycle that is reshaping global health. It's this vicious cycle. It's the domino effect, and we're going to go through it. The systemic review is the first to deeply investigate how these factors interact and find the findings are alarming. They're not surprising, though. I've talked about cellular health and the fact that our fat cells are that storage, that survival mechanism to get the toxins out of our blood. It's for survival. So obesity isn't just about weight. It's a gateway to chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes, depression, cardiovascular disease, and then, of course, even cancer. It's one of the leading causes of death globally, making it vital to understand how modern environmental exposures such as pollution, the chemical-laden foods, it's the foods we're eating, which is not real food. This is making the system worse. So the researchers have uncovered this vicious cycle where pollution triggers stress, stress fuels obesity, and obesity reduces the body's ability to fight against those toxins, creating that feedback loop. So airborne pollutants, toxins, chemicals, and microplastics, regular plastics, pesticides, the artificial sweeteners, the glyphosate, the GMOs, all of those things. They directly activate the body's stress response. We're not even talking about the stress from work or the stress from family or financial issues. We're talking about internal stress, okay? So the body's stress system, it doesn't know if you're worried about your husband or if there's some chemical causing the stress internal. It is stress. And when that happens, The cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, spikes. Cortisol plays an essential role in regulating blood pressure, inflammation, immune function, and when it's chronically elevated, like in most of us, it causes significant harm. So it overburdens the adrenals, leading to cortisol dysregulation. So then your cortisol is high when it's supposed to be low and low when it's high. We need cortisol. Cortisol gets us out of bed in the morning, and cortisol comes down at night so we can go to sleep. But if you're all burned out and your adrenals are all out of whack, you're going to be super tired in the morning and wired at night. It increases inflammation throughout the body, contributing to a higher risk of disease. It worsens the mental health issues like anxiety and depression, compounding the stress cycle, because then you're depressed or you're anxious and the level of stress even goes higher. So this ongoing stress triggers metabolic changes, and it makes the body more prone to storing fat, particularly around the abdominal area. Why? Because we need to protect these expensive organs, the liver and the kidneys and the gut. And we don't care about our hair, so the hair is going to fall out. We don't care about our arms, so we're going to actually burn away our muscles on our arms and legs and have no butt, no legs, and no arm muscle, but just put all the fat around the belly. This is called the adrenal body type. And I have an article on SaraBanta.com that talks about this. So this ongoing stress triggers these metabolic changes, and then the endocrine disruptors sabotage the metabolism. So endocrine disruptor chemicals such as phthalates that are found in plastics, or the PFOAs often used in nonstick cookware, they interfere with the body's natural hormonal balance. So here you are, you're in your kitchen, you're trying to cook this wild animal protein, low carb meal in your nonstick cookware that's making you fat. It's not about the calories, guys. It interferes with the body's natural hormonal balance. And these chemicals mimic or they block the hormones, wreaking havoc on metabolic processes. They activate pathways which promote the growth of fat cells and encourage fat storage. So your body's like, okay, I need to store that as fat. I need to store that as fat because I'm stressed and I don't feel like I can release this fat or release the toxins out of the body. This disrupts the insulin sensitivity, leading to higher blood sugar levels and increasing fat storage. Again, it interferes with thyroid hormones, which regulate metabolism, energy, and weight. So you're disrupting it one more time. The result, the environment inside your body encourages weight gain, makes it harder to shed that excess fat, regardless of the caloric intake you are taking in. The chronic stress does more than just increase cortisol. It also rewires the body, how it handles energy. Elevated cortisol levels trigger this cascade of effects, and it increases appetite. It boosts that hunger, especially for high calorie, sugary, processed, fatty foods, leading to overeating. And that disrupts your appetite wiring from your gut to your brain. So your brain just says, oh, I need more food. It causes the body to store more fat regardless of the calories that you're eating, particularly around that midsection. It slows down the body's metabolism and the ability to burn calories, making it easier to gain weight. And then that cortisol dysregulation impairs the body's ability to respond to stress, inflammation, toxins effectively. It's also going to wreak havoc on your testosterone and your estrogen and progesterone, away from the calories. The other thing this does is obesity impacts the body's ability to detox harmful substances. So fat tissues act as a reservoir for those toxins, storing them inside, and doesn't allow the body to eliminate them. So that actually impairs the liver and the kidneys' ability to clear out the toxins the way they're supposed to, right? It's supposed to be this finely tuned machine that if you take in some toxins, your liver, your kidneys gets rid of them. That's the way our ancestors' bodies worked. But nowadays we have so much that are burdening our systems. Our bodies are like, I can't do this anymore. So then the obesity makes it more difficult for those organs to work right. It worsens the inflammation. So the stored toxins generate free radicals and oxidative stress, so inflaming the tissues and the organs. And it also reduces the activity of key enzymes involved in detoxification, making it harder for the body to metabolize and excrete those harmful chemicals. Over time, this gets this dangerous cycle, and the accumulation worsens. Obesity worsens, then obesity in turn makes it harder to detox these toxins. So what we're seeing is that exposure to persistent pollutants like the PFOAs or the forever chemicals, this is in our makeup, our skincare, our laundry detergent, everywhere. That's been linked to higher rates of obesity in children. Our children have 25% of our children have fatty liver disease, and it's a very high rate that our children are obese. Children should not have either one of those. Prenatal exposure, so the chemicals in plastics and food can increase the fat storage in young children even before they're born. You're not even giving your child a fair shot. And then factors like age and sex and even the type of pollutant can affect how the body responds, adding to complexity. So what do we do about it? Detoxification used to be a fad or a trend or something that you did January 1, just as you were trying to join the gym. But nowadays, it's something that you have to do. In today's modern world, this exposure to toxins is unavoidable. It doesn't matter how clean you try to eat. It's even in the organic food because they're right next to a crop that is not organic and the spray is coming over. It's in our water. I mean, unless you have a really good filter on your water, fluoride's hard to get out of your water. Even the government is telling us that fluoride is dumbing down our kids and lowering our IQ. And same with us, but they're more worried about the kids. These pesticides, pollutants in our air, food, water, our bodies are constantly being bombarded. And it increases that inflammation, disrupts cellular health, contributes to these chronic diseases like obesity, which then has a downstream effect to all these other diseases, right? It's what came first, the chicken or the egg, insulin resistance or obesity. Well, they're kind of tied together, and it's this vicious cycle where they encourage each other. They accumulate in our bodies and then interfere with our detox symptoms. So what's the good news? The good news is we have tools to combat these invisible threats. So I'm going to go through some supplements, some key supplements, 4 key supplements that will help your cellular health, because we're only as healthy as our cells, to get rid of these toxins. So when you get rid of them, when your body says, oh, I have a pathway to release them from my cells, from my fat cells, the body then says it's safe to release fat. Imagine that. If your body does not feel like it can release the toxins out of your body, it's going to hold on to those fat cells away from your caloric intake, away from how much you're exercising or doing HIIT training or running for 8 miles a day. That's not going to do it. Yes, it can help. And it's one piece to the puzzle, just like sleep and the foods we're eating. But you need to give the cells and your body the tools to detox properly in this corrupted, hijacked world that we're living in. So we're going to go through them: phosphatidylcholine, iodine, detox powder, and salt. So let's start with PC, phosphatidylcholine. It is essential for detoxification. We're talking about the cell membrane. Cell membranes, and this strengthens the cell membranes. They act as your body's protective barriers. They decide what enters into the cells and what gets out. So you need the ability to have the nutrients that you're taking in to get in, and to let your cells get out those toxins we're talking about. But if you have a very rigid cell membrane, nothing's getting in and nothing's getting out. And I always go back to the live blood cell test of my son when he had leukemia at the age of 9. His cells looked very rigid and they were all clumped together. So nothing could get in and nothing could get out. And they actually looked like donut holes because they were so nutritionally deficient. You want the cells nice and spaced out and dark and plump. Okay, so those cell membranes act as that protective barrier. Toxins can damage these membranes, making them less efficient, removing the harmful substances. The PC rebuilds and strengthens these membranes. And it also enhances your liver function. We've got to strengthen our liver. That's the powerhouse of detoxification. And it supports that ability to remove the toxins. It promotes bile production, which is essential for breaking down fat-soluble toxins, preventing them from reabsorption. It also helps with liver damage caused by alcohol, pollutants, and medications. It mobilizes those fat-soluble toxins, so it gets them out that are difficult to eliminate. And as an emulsifier, it helps break down the fat, allowing these toxins to flush out of the system. It also improves cellular energy, supports the mitochondrial function. It repairs damage from the toxins in the cells, and it supports your brain health. You'll feel it in your brain. Now, with that PC, you need the acceleridine iodine. So iodine is often overlooked as a detoxification. We always think of iodine for your thyroid. Well, yes, if you don't have enough iodine for your thyroid, you're not going to have the energy throughout the body to do anything, burn fat, but also get rid of toxins. It helps eliminate the halogens like fluoride, bromide, and chloride that accumulate in the body, competing with those iodine receptor sites and disrupting the thyroid and cellular function. It flushes out these halogens. It doesn't allow them to get into those receptor sites because they're filled with the iodine. Most women with breast cancer are high in bromide and low in iodine, and there's a reason. Well, it boosts the thyroid health, as we mentioned, which is super important for weight loss and obesity. You're not going to lose weight if your thyroid's not functioning well. It is needed for that metabolism and detoxification. It enhances the body's ability to mobilize stored toxins, especially the heavy metals and fat-soluble pollutants. It increases cellular energy. So you need iodine inside the cell to increase that ATP inside the mitochondria. The number one cause of mitochondrial failure, iodine deficiency. The number one cause of depression, iodine deficiency, because you're not getting the energy to your brain to think and to get out of that brain fog, right? It also protects the brain. Iodine doesn't just support the thyroid, it plays a big role in detoxification of the brain, getting those toxins that accumulate in the brain tissues that dumb us down. Acceleridine iodine, it is the only iodine that is monoatomic, meaning one molecule of iodine that is going in and absorbing close to 100%, where most iodine supplements only have about 10 to 20% absorption. And then, of course, it's enhanced with scalar frequencies to increase the efficacy and help with the absorption and the detoxification. So these two together, iodine and PC, or phosphatidylcholine, work together for that cell membrane health. So what we're looking at is the cell membranes, like I said, act as that protective barrier. So what we are talking about are iodolipid values of the cell membrane, iodine and fat values, iodine and PC. We need those special healthy fats. They're special lipids that contain the iodine, and they help things go out of the cells and into the cells. So think of them as these little tiny engineers, ensuring that your cell membranes are perfectly working in order, not too big, not too small, just the right way, just the right value. It increases the communication between cells, the absorption of nutrients, and the elimination of the waste. So without iodine, your body cannot create these iodolipids. So that's where the acceleridine iodine comes in. And without the PC, that is the foundational building block of these cell membranes. It provides the structure and the flexibility of these membranes, even to get those seed oils that everyone's talking about out of the cells. They can stay in your body for over 7 years, but this way of building up your cell membrane is going to expedite that detoxification of these seed oils. So iodine combining with this PC to form the iodolipids, you get that next level cellular performance. Like I said, you are only as healthy as your cells. You're going to see an improvement in your brain function, your metabolic processes, and detoxifying the waste matter and the harmful chemicals. So with that, Then we're getting all these toxins out. So then what happens? Our liver and our kidneys have to filter them out of our body, right? Well, the iodine helps cleanse the blood so the liver can do its job. But then we use the accelerated cellular detox powder that binds up those toxins, and it helps get them out of the body without burdening the liver and the kidneys. It contains zeolite, diatomaceous earth, activated charcoal. They act like sponges to bind and capture the toxins, and then they safely are excreted from the body, preventing them from being reabsorbed. Now, one little tip on this: if you are constipated, those toxins just get reabsorbed. So you got to make sure you're not constipated. You can use supplements like Laxacomfort to make sure you are having regular bowel movements every day. It specifically targets toxins too, microplastic chemicals, and often some of the small toxins that evade the body's natural detox mechanisms. This cellular detox powder binds to those as well and gets those out. It reduces oxidative stress. It also, with the power of the chitosan in the formula, helps remove excess dietary cholesterol and fat from the system, which is going to help with your obesity issue, right? So chitosan actually used to be a weight loss ingredient way back when our parents were younger. And it's because it takes up the excess cholesterol and the fat from your diet and just removes it from the body. Now, with this, of course, you want to throw in the accelerated liver care. 13 powerful herbs that are not only going to restore the liver. Remember, 45% or more of you have fatty liver disease, and especially if you're obese, you definitely have fatty liver disease, and your liver is screaming at you. The accelerated liver care and the accelerated cellular detox powder, you're going to get things in the toilet that you've never seen before, because it is cleaning it out, and then it is also rebuilding and restoring liver health. The 13 amazing herbs, you've heard of some of them like tuca and milk thistle, but you haven't heard of palperera. You've got to look up the studies on that. They have many studies for cirrhosis, liver cancer, and so many more serious conditions. But what we've done is we've taken the herbs and put them in the right ratios for the most maximum synergistic effect and high concentrations. High concentrations means 10 pounds of an herb is compressed into 1 pound of herb, so you're getting more bang for your buck. That is something that I take daily. You can take just one dose. You can take 2 doses for a therapeutic effect. You can combine it with the accelerated liver flush cleanse a couple times a year to really give your liver some love. When you do that, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm off that weight loss plateau. I haven't changed anything. I'm actually eating more. The inflammation is gone. My vision is better. My hair is growing in. Because if your liver is tapped, especially if you're obese, you're not going to assimilate the protein you're taking in. You're not going to be able to break down that fat. Most people are having a hard time eating a high fat diet because their liver say, I don't know what to do with this fat. I'm so backed up. I've got so many stones in my gallbladder. I can't function efficiently. And that's where the liver cleanse comes in. So that's another option to do a couple times a year. And if it sounds like too much for you, just take the accelerated liver care once or twice a day, and you will give your liver some love. Lastly is the accelerated ancient salt. So this salt is full of 62 minerals. It supports detoxification, overall health of your body. It fuels that sodium potassium pump. So every cell in the body relies on the sodium potassium pump to function properly, to get the toxins out and the nutrients in. This pump flushes out the toxins, maintains the right balance of nutrients, and it provides the sodium and all of the minerals needed to keep this pump going, running efficiently. It also gives you the right electrolytes. It is in the exact composition that God intended, that nature intended, with the potassium, magnesium, the other trace minerals that help with cellular repair, hydration, and detoxification. And it also helps hydrate the body. So we talk about intracellular versus extracellular hydration. Extracellular hydration is the inflammation, the swelling, so you can't take your rings off. Intracellular hydration is the hydration of the cells. That's the good hydration. That's what we want. You can actually dehydrate your body by drinking too much water without the proper electrolytes. So accelerated ancient salt comes in there, and that's where that helps. So with these supplements, you've got the PC, the accelerated iodine, the accelerated cellular detox powder, the accelerated liver care, and then the accelerated ancient salt to help with detoxing the body of these toxins so the body can release the fat. We're not talking about calories, guys. Yes, you want to eat whole foods. I'm not saying a low calorie diet. I'm not saying a low carb diet. You choose your diet. Of course, I'm going to promote a high wild animal protein diet. That be your basis. That's going to help with your appetite suppression and regulation and get your leptin and ghrelin intact, right? But that's also going to fuel the nutrients of the cells to get the nutrients in with the help of these supplements. And together, you're going to be able to get off that plateau. Give the thyroid the energy it needs. Tell your body you're in a safe spot, right? These toxins disrupt the hormones. They trigger that chronic stress. They impede those detox pathways and they slow your metabolism. So with these supplements, you're able to tell your body, okay, let's let go of this stress. We're safe here. We can do this. And by targeting the toxic burden that underpins the obesity, the supplements provide that holistic, science-backed approach to restoring the balance. So if you are struggling with weight gain, especially as we get older, it becomes harder and harder because we've accumulated so many more toxins, and we're in this world now where they're coming at us like darts, and you just cannot sit back passively. Those people in your life that have never had a weight problem, that they were skinny and they could eat whatever they wanted when they were younger, they're being affected because we're all getting all of these toxins. So it's not just about the calories. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for listening. Our discussion does not have to stop here. If you're feeling lost, if I just overwhelmed you and you're like, Sara, you talked about 5 different supplements here. I can take 2. Email me. Join the group coaching on Telegram. We will go through it and we will pick out what is just right for you, or you can fill out the free supplement protocol on SaraBanta.com and I will personally pick out what is right for you for your tolerance. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products and join the free group coaching. Like I said, it's a safe space. You learn, you move forward every single day. You can find this podcast and all of my podcasts at Accelerated Health with SaraBanta on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, E360, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Roku, and over 100 different platforms. And share this podcast with your friends. You know those friends. They just cannot move forward with their weight loss. And this might be their key. You can use coupon podcast10 to get 10% off site-wide. Remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.